Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon. I was here last year, same time in August. We had a much bigger audience. It's a pleasure to be here again uh, uh, to um, to talk about AI with always students in India are always bright. They do really well, and no doubts about that. Okay. I can tell that because the university I come from, MSO University, gets students from Manipal and other IIT places, and they're always doing very well. Okay. I'm sure you all do well. Okay. I'm here to talk about artificial intelligence. Within the hour, I have too much on my plate. I'm trying to cover as much as I can. If we cannot finish in time, I may have to drop out a few things, but no worries. I'll try to breeze it through. One request is please have your Q&A, question answers. Jot down the questions as I speak in the topics. And then towards the end, we can have a Q&A session. Okay. All right. I don't have to define what AI is. Almost all of you know what AI is and what it's used for. I have a lot of gadgets here. Napoleon. Okay. That's fine. All of you probably heard it many times on this, what percentage of knowledge do you acquire on doing different things? And if you notice here, reading is only 10%. What is the maximum? 90% of what you do. Okay. And hands-on approach. The way I teach classes in US is there is no exams at all. No, I won't say that. We have exams because I have to give grades. But it's all open book, open notes, open laptop. Because they learn a lot by just doing stuff. And, you can't just take a question and answer from a book and try to do it. It's not that easy. So I just want to bring up that point here. So hands-on approach, wherever you are, wherever you go in the industry, go down and do it. That's the best way to learn. What is AI? If you can have a computer perform any task like humans do, we have achieved it. And there are many topics in AI. I teach a course in AI there for 16 weeks, almost 50 hours. I'm trying to squeeze as much as I can here. The topics again are speech, vision, robotics, learning, planning. There's so much to it. And we're going to dive in deeper as we go. Okay. And the task of AI is again to address or solve problems that is hard to do or perform with conventional methods. Okay. So all of you, most of you have heard about Turing test, right? What is Turing test? Anybody, all of you have heard about Turing test, raise your hands. Nobody? All right. The buzzword is Turing test. Again, look at this image here. Okay. You have the evaluator, which is a human, again, another human there, and C is the computer. Okay. If you can converse and if you're not able to recognize between a human and a computer, okay, that's where it has achieved the AI, whatever we want to do. And you must have all seen this. It happens in many places. CAPTCHA and reCAPTCHA. CAPTCHA again is completely automated public Turing test to tell computers apart from humans. That's the expansion. And I see it all the time. When you want to diagnose the cars, you're given images and you're asked to select the roads or buses or cars. That's one thing. Another thing I've also seen is the reCAPTCHA. This is how they differentiate between whether it's a human or a computer on the other side. That's why you see that morning overlooks with a scribbling sign in there. Okay. I don't have to go. How many of you have used ChatGPT? Raise your hands. Quite a bit. I'm not going to spend too much time on ChatGPT. I'll get there for those of you who have not done it. And one thing I want to tell you is ChatGPT is used a lot in Gen AI, generative AI. And there are some universities in India that ban ChatGPT. What I'm saying is use ChatGPT to learn. Okay. Don't misuse it. Okay. Don't use it to learn, do your work. Okay. One of the main reasons is about 40% of the time, ChatGPT is incorrect. Okay. It is not correct. So you have to take from, learn from it and use it as a tool. Okay. I will get back to ChatGPT in a minute when I talk about tools. Okay. If you look at the earlier artificial intelligence, it stirred a lot of excitement. It was about 5 years ago. And then kind of came in the machine learning techniques. I teach machine learning for almost 2 months or a whole month with different types of it. Okay. And the recent part, if you look at the timeline on it, it is all here. In the 2020s, it's all deep learning, okay, with neural networks, and that's what the buzzword is today, generative AI. Okay. We are going to see some tools that use generative AI, and I've picked some tools, about 10 tools that are heavily used in the current trend in 2024, and they keep coming. Okay. And it's getting hard for me to keep up with technology. And you're all young minds. I'm sure you'll all do well. You're going to see a lot of changes because it's just evolving. Some of the AI flavors. Okay. I think I stop there. All right. 3 major parts. Okay. Natural language processing, referred to as NLP, and then the computer vision, robotics, machine learning. These are some of the main topics. We won't have time to go dive deeper into all of them, but I'll bring up some topics when we talk about machine learning. We'll talk about a little bit of the introduction, the types, and the processes for machine learning. Most important thing is to understand the tools. How is AI being used in the current market? Okay. When I say market, in the world, how are they using it? Okay. There's so many uses. It's unbelievable. Okay. and the technology is everywhere. You cannot get away from it. Okay. I'm going to start off with the AI tools. Okay. Slideshow. Yeah. Oh, you have to move it up and hide. Oh, hide it. Okay. Hide it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Don't worry about it. Let's screen share.
Slideshow. And then the screen cover.
It will work.
It'll work. Okay. Thank you. There is thousands of AI tools in the world now. I just want to focus on a few things that are very important. It is being used everywhere, and it's top 10 tools in 2024. I want to just focus on that, and if possible, go into some of the examples. Let's go to the first one in the side left.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
This one?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. How many of you use Python here? Raise your hands. Only a few. Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. Learning Python, it's in our university, there is no course that says Python. It's called business programming, and Python or any other language is used to do the business programming. I come from the business school or business department, and the business programming is a required course there. And Python is used heavily for a lot of AI applications. Of course, R is too. And I use Visual Studio, but Jupyter Notebooks is another tool a lot of people use. It's a good learning tool. I'm not going to go into Visual Studio now. The current version is 2022. I think even 2023 version is out. Okay. And it is from Microsoft. And it is an IDE, integrated development environment, because you can write source code with it. You can debug it. You can get online help. It's a package. Okay. ChatGPT, again from a company called OpenAI, and a lot of people use it. Okay. And you can have, you can get a lot of things done. You can have a conversation with it. You can play games. You can have it write your resume. It can let you prepare interviews and so many things. I think I have a link to it. I want to bring up some of the highlights. Okay. Let's see if this comes up. All right. Hide பண்ண முடியாதா? This is fine. இந்த screen வரலையா? Huh? Some technical issues here. Oh, அதை close. இல்லை இதுல இருந்து அந்த link போகுது. So I can close and go back there. I can do that too.
I think you can close it.
Huh? Okay, the tools are closed for it. Just close it and I'll go to ChatGPT. You know, this is a link, it should go there. Then the screen bar.
Close it.
Okay. Now,
Which link? Sir?
AI tools. I'll go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Okay. All right, slideshow. Okay. All right. Okay. ChatGPT, again, it's a NLP tool for natural language processing. That's how it got started. And it can do a lot of stuff. Okay. Can answer so many. I don't have to tell you, all of you have been through this, and it's free for the public. Of course, there is a subscribe version where you pay some subscription, but the earlier version is free. Anybody can get in and make use of it. And it is kind of a fast growing. I wouldn't say this slide was prepared last year, and it's grown many versions of it. Okay. And again, there are other AI chatbots. One is the Google bot, Microsoft Bing Chat, Apple GPT. There's so many of them. Again, for those of you who have not used ChatGPT, the link to go there is chat.openai.com, and it's going to ask you for a Google account. It's free. You go to a Google account and then you have access to it. Okay. Quickly, I got to go through this. Some of the things that ChatGPT can do, it's all in here. I'm not going to read it through. You know, most of you have done many of this. Okay. You can write emails, applications, you can help solve problems. You can even write Python code with it. Okay. And only thing you have to understand is how accurate is ChatGPT. I would say only about 60 to 65% accurate. Everything else, you don't use it as a Bible or say it is the correct thing. There's always errors with it. And if you compare ChatGPT with Google, you can Google is an internet search engine, while ChatGPT is an AI-powered chatbot. Okay. One thing you have to be careful using ChatGPT is the data is not private. Anything you use with ChatGPT, it is open, anybody can use it. That is why I heavily recommend be careful what you use ChatGPT for. Learn from it. Don't think it is always correct. Okay. I don't have to. I think we have been through this already. I'll quickly go through a demo. Okay, for those of you who have not used it. Stay logged out. Okay. Oh, okay. I think நீங்க PowerPoint க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு போகணுமா லிங்க் ஒர்க் பண்ணல
Link work agala. Not
escape பண்ணேன்
PowerPoint. That's okay. That's okay. We will skip the ChatGPT demo because all of you have used it. We'll just move on here. அது போடுங்க. Okay. இது PowerPoint போடுங்க. Yeah, I do. Yeah. The links here are not working. So, oh, okay, all right. We got ChatGPT here. I'm just going to type in the new college. And it just generates what, new college. Again, it gives new colleges around the world. So if I put in the new college, Chennai. Now you get a little more specific information. I can see how many students are here, how many. It's like a conversation. You don't have to say new college again. It takes it from there, and approximately 10,000 students. Okay. That's what it says. Okay. I'll stop ChatGPT here. You close one of them. All right. I'll go back to my tools. The link between PowerPoints is not working, so we have to do it manually here. Slideshow. Okay. The other one I want to talk about is Keras, Keras. Okay. And it is a high level deep learning API. Okay. Keras, we have a computer called Rosie. You'll see that in a few minutes, where it can crunch tons of data. Where in your laptop, if you have data that takes 2 or 3 hours, it can finish in seconds. Okay, I'll show you that machine. Okay, again, Keras is used for implementing neural networks. A lot of Gen AI nowadays uses neural network. It's written in Python, and it makes it Python makes the implementation of neural networks easy. Okay. Oh, let me go back. Okay. Let me see if the link work பண்ணதில்லை work பண்ணது சரி. I had a link for Keras. It'll go there, but it's not working. Working? ಇಲ್ಲ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಕೂಡ. Yeah.
Link minus. You had to stop the slide showing.
Slideshow போங்க.
Slide show போடாம click பண்ணீங்கன்னா work ஆகும் நினைக்கிறேன்.
Okay. சரி. இது ஓகேயா? Yeah. சரி. Looks like we are having problem with the slideshow. So I will do the demonstration without the slideshows. இது work பண்ணுமா? Okay. Okay. Again, Keras is used for deep learning, and it's a high-level framework. Again, why? For building neural networks. Okay. Keras is in the front end. There is 2 backends to it. Okay, we'll see that. One is called TensorFlow. Okay, and the other one is Theano. Now, with the TensorFlow and Theano, lot of the code that you write with Keras becomes a lot simpler. I'll show an example. Okay, and why is Keras unique? Okay. It uses the best practices in the industry, and the default settings are good enough. take a look at this. Okay, time permitting, there is a good example I have in no code AI. Hopefully, we'll get to it. You can give an image file to a pre-trained model, and it kind of tells you what it is, seashore, or even more. Okay, and this may not make sense. Where it makes sense, or in the real world, is in medical diagnosis. A lot of images are fed into these pre-trained models with all diseases. And when you have a new patient come in, you take an image or an X-ray and you feed it in, it'll tell you what kind of disease the person has. It is only about 92% correct. That's where the expert doctors come in, the last 8% to pinpoint. Okay. Okay. Like I said, Keras is a front-end layer. It depends on having a backend library. One is TensorFlow and Theano. Okay. And it can support any number of backends. Okay. Let's take a look at Theano. Theano was developed in Montreal University in Canada. Okay. And it works very well with Python. And the GPU acceleration is huge. Same thing with TensorFlow. TensorFlow is a Google product. It's got GPU acceleration, and it's used for distributed computing. Now, what do you want to use? Both are good choices. Okay. It's also easy to switch between TensorFlow and Theano. Okay. And like I said, TensorFlow works well with the Google platforms. Okay. So that. TensorFlow alone, it's kind of a low level. You get more control, but you have to write a lot of code. Okay. Keras plus TensorFlow, it's high level. You can do fast experimentation and write less code. Okay. Take a look at this code. It's a TensorFlow code, and equivalent Keras code. Just, you can minimize your code that you write. When do you choose TensorFlow? When you want to research on a new machine learning model, TensorFlow works well. Okay. Or if you want to support, if you want to build a large-scale system that supports many users, you can use TensorFlow. Okay. And other thing is the memory efficiency. It's time-consuming while coding. I think that covers that. Excellent. All right, back to tools. I have to go back because I had a chain here, but that's not gonna, okay.
It is like, no.
Okay. This is fine. Yes. Canva. Again, another tool. It's from Australia, Perth. Okay. It does amazing stuff. Okay. One of them, I only have two examples here. One is the Magic Write and Magic Animate, but it can do more than that. Okay. Let us see if I can get there. Link work panadilla. Okay. Canva.com.
Browser? Which browser?
That link. Control. From here it will be okay.
Screen share it's not.
Canva, you can go to Magic Studio and take a look at, let's try the Magic Write. Again, it has got tons of features in there. Okay. See if this works. It is very simple. You can do this in ChatGPT. Okay. Let's try an example. I'm going to put cricket and generate. and it kind of generates a whole thing. And it doesn't have to be cricket. It could be any topic in what you study. Canva is useful. So does ChatGPT. Okay, nothing big to it. Okay, let's go back here. Okay. இதுல போடுங்க Canva. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is the magic. Let's try this text to image. Okay, you can. Let's try this. Okay, out. Okay, I am going to let's see, type something here. I'll use the same example, cricket. Or let's do this. Well, cricket is fine. Generate image. You type in any text and it'll generate the images for you. This comes in handy if you want, if you know the text and you don't know what it is, and it's just taking some time to generate, but it should be okay. Notice what it does. It shows the picture of cricket as well as the insects cricket, because it doesn't know. Okay, so it shows everything in there, and this Canva is useful for that. Let me go here and the corresponding.
You want to close the Canva?
Canva. I want Canva back. Canva. Okay, right. The other thing I want to show, one more thing here. Anime, magic anime. Okay. Let's try this. Everything. Okay. You can, first thing is to pick a recommended style. Let's say I'll pick elegant. Okay. And when you have PowerPoints, you can use this tool to do the styling for you. Bold or elegant or energetic. So if I bring in this, okay, and select energetic style, it kind of animates and makes it very impressive on a presentation. Okay. I will stop this here. That is Canva. Okay. All right. Let's go back here. Another one is VSense. Guess where it's made? It's an Indian company. What is VSense? VSense is used heavily in marketing. A lot of marketing people use it. They want to know how many customers come every day, which aisle are they spending more time, what products do they buy, and all this helps them to market. If a product is selling more and customers are spending more time on those counters, then they're going to bring in more of those products. It's a marketing tool. And I want to give you a demo. VSense. VSense. Control. Hope it works. All right, let's go back. Speaker work பண்ணல.
Yes, sir.
Let me go through a walk through on this. Speaker work பண்ணல. It is working. VSense is from India. India developed. Okay, good. இல்ல அது போங்க. Okay. All right, play பண்ணு. Play. All right, good. You get real-time data. There are a lot of cameras hooked up throughout the company. This is all AI technology. right. That's it. So if you notice, the customers don't even know they are being, there's a camera watching them. For the retail stores, they kind of know which products are selling more because a lot of customers are going there. Even when they look at a product and everybody comes in, looks at a product, that gives a message for the marketing people. They say, okay, that product is of interest. And if there is an aisle nobody goes to, and this is all live camera, live data, they can go and get the information later for marketing purposes. This is a popular tool used in India. Close panel. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now. Oh, another one is character AI. It is it was developed by two former employees of Google. Okay, and it's a neural language model. Okay, it's a chatbot. It's a chatbot service. Okay, it can generate human-like text to it. So when you want to go to an interview and you want to prepare for an interview, you can go into character AI and choose a character as a person that's going to interview you. Let's see if we can get to an example there. The link. அந்த டெக்னிக் உங்களுக்கு தான் தெரியும். Okay, thank you. Okay, character AI, this might take a little bit. Let's take a look at it. You can choose a character who you want to communicate with. Okay, it could be school bully, or you can practice a new language, or you can practice interview. Let's practice interview. Let's say you're going to interview and you want to practice for it. Let's go there. Oh, that link should work. Okay, interviewer. And the interviewer is a character that you choose. You can choose any character. And if you choose the interviewer, and it's going to ask you about the position you want to apply and what kind of things. And let's say I'll put hello. You can. It's a chatbot service. It'll come back and talk to you and say, hello, I understand you're interviewing for a job. What type of job are you looking for? And you can go on and let's put something here, data analyst. Put that right. I don't know if I spelled that right. Now we'll come back and talk. What data tools have you had experience with? Normally, an interviewer will ask you when you go for a job. That's what this character AI tool is built, and it's free. You can just use it. It's not a subscription, and it doesn't have to be interview. It could be preparing for an exam or any topic that you have. You can go choose a character and communicate with a character. A tool that's pretty popular in 2024. Stop right here. Close point market. Okay.
It's like shit.
All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Be My Eyes. A recent tool, and the Google CEO came out and talked about it a lot. What is Be My Eyes? You know, there are so many people who have vision problems, okay? And they were looking for assistance. Okay? And there is so many volunteers who can help them around the world. It doesn't have to be in India. You can be anywhere in the world, and you can be an assistant for a person who needs help and he can't see. Okay, there is a PowerPoint here. There is a video. Let me see if we can bring it. Right. Let's take a look at it.
Stock market is not about luck. You might have seen as soon as you buy the stock, it starts going down. As soon as
You might wonder how blind people deal with everyday challenges. Well, normally the answer is simple. They're not that different from you. Play music. We go to school. We go to work. You get the picture. But sometimes the simplest things can be difficult, and we need a pair of eyes. That's where you come in. Through your smartphone, Be My Eyes connects to the line with sight reading through a live video connection. Simply choose if you need help or want to help by the click of a button. You can help just by installing the Be My Eyes app. Then it'll notify you when someone needs your help. And if you're in the middle of something, don't worry, someone else will step in. So, did you hear Be My Eyes?
That's it. You can all be My Eyes. You can help somebody who's got vision problem, not just in India, around the world. This app is free. You can download on your phone, and when somebody with a vision problem has an issue, you could get a call or help them out. Could be a simple thing. So a good cause. I'm sure many of you would do it. Googlebot, I'm not going to talk too much about Googlebot because it's another chat GPT. It's very similar, and it can just do the, summarize articles, web pages, and, prepare a travel itinerary for you. So I'm not going to dive into this. Okay. Let's go through this. All of you have heard generative AI. That is the talk of the town now. Okay. And it uses neural networks to parse existing data and to create new information. When I say data, lot of data, tons of data. Okay? And generative AI has become very popular in recent years, especially using ChatGPT and Googlebot. Okay, there is I want to show you a link on this. I'm sorry, my links here, it's not working. We have to go back and forth. Okay. Listen to this. So here generative AI comes into the picture. No, download that. I don't know what's happening here. Is it spinning? Loading. Every company has a workflow. When there is a person in the IT department that is taking these calls, okay, it's what generative AI with this tool, Walk Me, can come in and listen to this.
Context to meet every user with the next best action.
Okay. This is taking a little longer, but we'll see how it goes. Play பண்ணுங்க.
Walk me next. You probably go.
Okay. We'll give it one more try.
File that has the context to meet every user with the next best action for any workflow across.
All right. Close பண்ணு. I'm going to talk through this. Every time there is a IT, there is a.
Let's take a look. Jessica is IT service engine. She starts her morning, she sees a bunch of tickets. How she can handle them and be much more effective. This is exactly what our WalkMeX is coming into play. WalkMeX automatically scans the page and notifies Jessica with high P1 tickets. It automatically pops on the screen and notify her what she needs to focus on. As you can see, Jessica just click the button and WalkMe highlights the ticket automatically for her. What happened here is Gen AI in action in the flow of work in a push model. Jessica.
It is buffering. It'll come soon, I hope.
Didn't need to do anything. She's just doing her job. So let's continue. So Jessica enters the ticket. And this is a very, very severe ticket per our company policy. Why? A senior employee has their computer completely not working. So Jessica starts to work on the ticket, and again, WalkMeX coming into action. We have a policy that if the computer is 3 years old, we immediately replace the computer instead of troubleshooting and waste a lot of time. So look what happens here. As Jessica solving the tickets,
Don't think it's buffer. Apologize. Technical difficulties here. If I start talking, it'll work. All right. Okay. What happens here is Gen AI comes into the picture. The Jessica, the secretary, doesn't know anything about the company policy. So when she clicks on the ticket, Gen AI comes into the picture and it kind of says, first thing you got to ask the person is how old his laptop is or computer is. And then if he says 4 years and she types it in, immediately Gen AI goes into the company policy and says for 4 years, any computer that's over 3 years cannot be, it's a waste of time to repair it. So the suggestion is to go and replace the computer. And so automatically it gives that information, and Jessica starts typing something and she doesn't know what the policy is. She's not typing the right stuff. Then Gen AI comes into the picture and it prompts her with what to write to give us a feedback to wherever the problem is. So it writes it up for her. She just copies it and pastes it into her response to the employee who's got the problem with the computer. So WalkMe is a recent Gen AI tool that's used heavily. A lot of companies use it because you don't have all the technicians who help out with tickets. When we say tickets, when you have an issue, you write a ticket, it goes to IT. And so what that does is it does all the work for the person, and Jessica just has to respond to the employee. Okay, because not only does she have to know the company policy, it's all built into the Gen AI. Okay, okay, but close for now. Okay, we're going a little slow, but this is the last tool I want to bring up. One more. What am I? Next slide, Bolia. It should be. Okay, Grammarly. How many of you use Grammarly? Just few. Everybody should use it. I use Grammarly because I'm not that good at writing with the correct grammars. Okay, Grammarly is a free tool that's used heavily in 2024. Everybody should download it and use it. It does magic for you. Not only does it type the typos, spelling mistakes, and grammar, it corrects everything for you. Let's see if we can do a demo. Hopefully it works. That's the last tool I'm going to talk about here. Okay. All right. Let's go to how it works. Let's find out. Go to new one. And I'm going to type something here when it comes up. Okay. I'm going to type in, this short form in WhatsApp or other things, right? People do short forms. I'm going to do that. How are you? It's good in chat because that's let's see what this does. I put in how are you, and I will how are you? Let's see if it accepts it. Correctness. Let me hit the enter key. No, that's not working. Okay. This uses generative AI. Okay. And what it does is use it. Whether you use Word, Microsoft Word, or Notepad, Grammarly, download it, and it'll correct your grammars for you as you type in. It just sits in the behind the scenes and corrects your grammar, typos, spelling mistakes, everything. Use it. If you're not using it, use it. It's a very useful tool. I use it for many years. Okay. We couldn't get the thing going here, but we'll stop right here. Stop on one. Okay. Next thing, okay. We have another 18 minutes, but I'll rush through some of this. I also want to bring up no-code AI, where AI comes into the picture without you writing a single line of code. Okay, let's go here. No, no links, no links. Okay, they're good, no? Okay. Okay, machine learning. A lot of you who are in AI know about machine learning. Okay, and why is it becoming so popular? Okay, machine learning is used everywhere, with or without your knowledge. And for example, everybody by looking at it can say it's a lion. You can look at this and say it's a tiger. How do you know that? How do you know that? Because from childhood, we have been told by our elders and parents that this is a lion and this is a tiger. Computers do not know the difference. Okay, so they have to be fed in with the data to learn on this. Okay. Now, learning is a process by which you improve the performance and experience. Okay. And it's a branch of AI. Okay. It's concerned with design and development, okay, of algorithms. There is tons of algorithms that you use for building models, and there's algorithms for computer vision, algorithms for natural language processing. There is algorithms for robotics. It's all available, and if you want for a special application, you can write your own algorithm. Okay, and based on that, what is machine learning? Okay, it's a study of algorithms that improve performance at a given task with some experience. So the more and more experience, it gets better, it learns more. Okay, and again, that's where a lot of places you'd see this PTE, performance, task, experience. A lot of algorithms use this. Okay, let's take a simple example, a real world example, a robot driving learning problem. And what is the task? Task is to make sure driving on a public 4-lane highway using vision sensors. A lot of the cars come up with a lot of cameras now. And all these cameras are constantly monitoring the surrounding. Okay. Now, performance. What is the performance? Performance is what is the average distance traveled before an error happens, before something goes wrong. Okay. Experience. It's a sequence of images, okay, and steering commands. Nowadays, most cars listen to audio. Okay, many cars have audio. You can say, turn on the wiper, increase the temperature, turn on the glove, open the glove box. Everything is done audio. It doesn't have to be audio. Okay, not trying to brag. In my car, when I want to increase the volume for my radio, I don't have to touch anything. I just go with my hand. I just do this, and the volume goes up. If I go do just a hand gesture, if I go this way, it goes down. So AI comes into the picture in many of the applications in the world. Okay, and machine learning is part of it. And one thing is high amount of data is needed for the experience part to learn more. Okay, I think computation power. I don't know if I brought it up. I want to show you something. I want to get away from here. The first, intro. இல்ல தனியா intro. I don't know if you have seen it. I don't think we saw it. I want to bring it to you. இது ஒர்க் பண்ணல. Oh, okay, here it is. Okay. Neural networks in the picture. We talked about this. Just a digit 3. Look at how many layers it goes through for the digital thing. Okay. We do this as a lab in our class. Not this one. Any application using neural networks. You kind of have an input layer, output layer, and any number of layers in between to get what you need. Take a look at this. Again, image, learning patterns. Okay. And look at all these pictures. The input layer is huge. And you can have any level of intermediate layers for face features or recognizing. And finally, you have a output layer. Okay. I want to show you this. We talked about this. Artificial. Oh, here it is. This is the computer we have in our AI lab. It's called Rosie. Every student in that department have access to it. I have access to it. Now, the amazing power, anything that takes 3 or 4 hours to compute in your laptop will be done in 2 seconds. Okay, I'll tell you where the power comes from. Before that, I want to tell you this computer was donated to our university through an alumni. He's a VP for NVIDIA, the big company. He donated this by giving us 10 million USD, 10 million US dollars, and this machine. And look at the power here. I don't have to read through this. It's got 20 Tesla T4 servers, okay? And GPU processing is just a flick of an eye. You can do a lot of stuff with it. Here's all the configuration. And if you come into a department, this machine takes about a whole room. And it's kind of open. Anybody can go in there, but everybody have access to it remotely. Okay. I just didn't want to miss out this. Okay. Should do it. Yeah. Let me go back to the other one. We talked about intro. Let's quickly we're running short of time here. I have 10 minutes. Let me go through the machine language process. Okay. ML. Huh? Huh? The laptop back கொடுங்க. I'm running out of juice in my laptop. Good thing you noticed it. On the bag, on the bag. No, down. Yeah. Thank you. Everything fails when you try to do now varanga. Plug பண்ணலாமா இத? இது எங்க plug பண்ண இடம் இருக்கா? Plug point. Okay, all right. Okay, let's go here. இருக்கா? Thanks. The slideshow போடலாம்ல? Slideshow போடு. Okay. All right, right? Okay, all right. Machine language. I want to go through the process in machine language. All right. Everything in AI is data, right? Data is like fuel for, like we have food for humans. Data is the fuel for AI. Okay? And you take the data and you split them into a training and testing data. Normally, it is a 80-20, 80% training and 20% test. Sometimes it's 70-30. Okay. And you feed that and you develop a model. I talked about model there's tons of models there. Okay. And based on the model, once a model is developed, you have to evaluate the model. You take the test set and evaluate how accurate is the model. Okay. And based on that, you get the performance, which is the accuracy, the precision, and recall. These are parameters. For those of you who have been in AI, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. What are the different steps in implementing a machine ML model? Number one, data collection. Without data, you can't do anything. And most of you have probably been there. There is a site called www.kaggle.com. You go there, you get tons of data. You can get any data, medical data or name it. It's all there. Okay. And that's the first part. And then you have to prepare the data. Preparation it's called data scrubbing or cleaning the data, getting rid of duplicates, a lot of that stuff. The other thing is then you have to test, train, distribution. You got to split the data, 80% for training, 20% for test, or 70% training, 30% test. And that's a split part. The other is then you have to choose a model. I said there's so many models available there. You have to choose the right model for the right application. That's very important. Okay. Then you have to train the model. Okay. I have a demo. I don't know if we have time to, we'll have time to go through it. Let's see. Then you have to evaluate the model. That's kind of the testing phase. Okay. You feed in some test data and see the accuracy. As you train the model, and you can see that we run in our lab, we run it, the accuracy gets better and better. Probably starts off with 40%, 50, 60, 70, and it goes up to 90, 95. That's how accurate you can get. The more you train the model, the better the accuracy gets. And the parameter tuning. We'll see all this if we have time. Data collection. How much data do you have? What is the quality of your data? Okay. And that determines how accurate our model is. This is the representative where we'll use for training. We're going to use this for training. And you can use the pre-collected data using data sets. I talked about Kaggle, that's one site, or you can use UCI. All these have tons of data, and this data is good for your testing your model that you develop. Watch out for it. Yeah. The other thing is data preparation. You have to pre-process the data, otherwise your results are not going to be good. Okay. You have to clean the data. A lot of data have duplicates. You have to correct the errors. Sometimes data, some of the values in a spreadsheet could be missing. You have to fix that. And of course, the data type conversions. If you have a string or a data and your model cannot handle strings, you have to convert that string to a number. Okay. I could talk about just this for months. Okay. Then you have to randomize the data. Okay. It's just a preparation part. Visualize the data. Visualization comes in many forms. You can do graphs. There is Python packages for that. Matplotlib. There are so many things you can do. Okay. The other thing is training. I talked about this. You have a data set. You have to split the data set from a training to and testing. Notice the training is more. The percentage is more. And there are so many algorithms for different tasks. I said you have to choose the right one. And supervised is another type of the machine learning. It's used if the data is labeled. You got to have all the data labeled. And there is two parts to it, a classification and a regression. Let's take a look at that, see if it's here. And if it's unsupervised, this is the unlabeled data. I'll show examples if we have time. Here you do the clustering or association mining. Okay, it might make sense if we do some examples. We'll see here. Then you have to train the model with the training data. Okay, and what is the purpose of training it? To make the accuracy better or the predictions better. Okay, how do you know that? You know that in the evaluation phase. Okay. And I think this is what we saw earlier. Evaluate the model. And there are a lot of evaluation measures. There are some technical terms I don't want to go through here, but you have to be careful. Once you train the model, you have to test it with unseen data. For example, in the medical field, the machines are provided with thousands of images with people with having different, like chest X-rays, with different diseases. And then the machine is trained and the accuracy is close to 92%. Then there is a new patient come in, they take an X-ray and then they feed that into this model, and 93% of the time it will diagnose the right cause, whether it's a tumor or whether whatever heart problem, it's all be diagnosis part. Okay. And it's used to, we talked about the training split earlier. Okay. Parameter tuning. What is this? This is the hyperparameter tuning. It's an art form. It's not a science. Okay. Tune more from improved performance. How do you know it's getting better? Once you run the model and see the results, the accuracy gets better. The percentage goes up. Again, we talked about this earlier. Let's see, that completes it. Time okay? How much? Huh? 5 minutes? I'll finish in 5 minutes. I know it's I know my students, it's hard to keep engaged for more than an hour. Okay. I can be talking for hours here, but you'll get bored. So you know, it's just better to focus and go through the. I'll do one more. Okay. And I'll do the last one here. I will go through, I want to go through this, my favorite example. It's called No Code AI. Let's, rather than doing the PowerPoint, I'll just go to the example. Let's close it. Close. Okay. Go bring up browser. Since we have only 5 minutes, we'll try to finish it now. On the 1 second. The one on that. Okay.
From browser window.
Browser. It's called teachable machine with google.com. It's, you don't write a single line of code. I'm going to go to that site. Okay. And I'm going to get started. We'll do one example here. And you can do audio projects, video projects, image projects. I'm going to go to the, choose an image project. I'll take a standard image. And here I have two classes, a class 1 and class 2. The example I'm going to take is finding out whether a car tire or a truck tire is good or bad. If it's good or bad, how good is it? Okay. So I'm going to change the classification here. I'll change it to good tires. Then I will go to the classification 2 and change it to bad tires. This will be the last one we do. Okay. Good and bad tires. Now what I'm going to do is I have to upload the data. Remember, the model is no good until you train the data with good and bad tires. So I'll go to upload data, and it says choose images from your files to drag and drop here. So I'll choose the images from files. This might take a bit. We'll see how it goes. Okay. I should have the images here. It's called tire textures. And I got testing data and training data. And we're talking about good tires. Go to the testing data. I'm going to go to the normal, which are good tires. Okay. And here I have a lot of images. And these are all good tires. And this doesn't have to be tires. It could be images of medical images. Could be anything. Okay. Once I have that, I'm going to select them all. Control A. Let's see if it works. Wow. There it is. I got it selected. I'm going to go back to our. Huh?
Click open below so that it.
Okay, no. Oh, loading. Okay. Okay. Let's see. No.
Click also.
All right. Okay. Now notice it is loading all the samples. I have about 300 samples. It will go fast. Once these samples are loaded, you're doing it for the good tires. You do the same thing with the bad tires. Okay. Then you train the model. That's your next step. Okay. And this is all writing, not a single line of code. Okay. So you go in here. Now I'm going to go to the bad tires. I'm hoping it's all good tires. Let's go to the bad tires and upload the data. You can get the data, any data from Kaggle, KAGGLE.com. And I have to go back to the data there. And I'm going to go to the tire textures. And I'm going to go to the training data. And I will choose the cracked bad tires. This might take a bit to load. We'll see how it goes. I'll select them. Okay, are selected. Now I'm going to drop it here. Just make it big. Okay, on the screen one. And I need that pictures. Copy பண்ணிக்கலாம் கொஞ்சம். Okay. I apologize. We are in the training data, bad tires, cracked. There's too much data to crunch here. Oh, there it is. Control A. Okay, I'll right click copy, see if we can paste it there. Minimize on the screen. Okay.
The fact is,
Yeah, correct. Control A. Selected. Open. Okay. Now we'll load the bad tires. Normally this should run in a few minutes, but we're having some issues here, but that's okay. Okay. Now it'll load these it doesn't have, like I said, it doesn't have to be types. It could be anything. You have to train the model and then test the model. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Just it's taken the time. Done. Okay. Now we got the training data both for good tires and bad tires. Now I'm going to train the model with this data. So click on it and it'll prepare for the training data. It'll prepare it. Once this model is trained, then we can take a bad tire or a good tire from our test data and test it out here. Let's see if this works. There it is. It should go fast. Okay. We got the good tires. We got the bad tires. Now we train the model here. Once the model is trained, we can go and evaluate them with the test data. Let's see if this works. Should go quick. There it is. Model is trained now. Now, if I go in, I have to go into this. I can use a webcam. I'm going to use a file. And now it says choose the image from a file or drag and drop it here. Now I'm going to go to my test data, take a bad tire or a good tire, and I'm going to test it by dropping it here. Let's see if that works. Let's go into text. I'll go to testing data. I'll go one of the normal good ones. I will take I'll copy one image. I'll copy it. Or I can drag and drop it. Okay. This will be the last thing we do. Now, I'll take one of the tires here and drag and drop it here. Now it shows the tire picture. Maximum. Should go down. Oh yeah, look at it now. If there is more to it, I think. We are not seeing part of it. Down below here, we should see whether, there it is, okay? Notice we put a good tire in there. It says 100% good based on the model. What did we do here? We took the training data, we split it into 80%, 20%. Then we fed that into the model. We trained the model. And then finally, we took some data out of the testing piece and then evaluated it. It will tell you whether it's good tire or a bad tire. Not only that, it'll also give you a percentage on what you take. If I take a bad tire and feed it in there, it'll say it's bad. And this is all based on how the model is trained. Okay. And this has no code AI. Okay. There's so many models out there. I'm going to stop right here and apologize. It took a lot longer due to the technical issues. Thank you. Oh, one other thing. Please, I want to answer questions. You can send your questions to me. It'll help. Unbelievable. Say it again. Yeah. I can read it. Make sure you write your name on the paper. No, I can't read it. The first question is, how is AI used in fraud detection and cyber security? Great question. There is no name here. I like to read the name. But AI, fraud detection and cyber security, everyday life, we see that. Okay. And let me tell you one thing. If I get a credit card charge, whether I charge it or my wife charges it, and then immediately I get a notification on my phone that there is a charge on the credit card. Even worse, if there is a same amount of charge that is done twice, that raises a flag and you get a message saying, okay, there is a charges with the same amount. Did you do it? And they come out and push the model to me and ask, did you do it? You say yes or no. If I say no, immediately I get a call from the credit card company to ask, what happened? Is this a fraud? The worst part is, as soon as they hear it's a fraud, they will stop my credit card, stop payment on my credit card. It cannot be used immediately. Not only that, a lot of credit cards are good